going on, guys? Coach Vic here. In today's video, I'm going to show you a simple drill that's going to help you stop getting beat. So let's get to it. Okay guys, a couple things to remember first. So if you're someone who's struggling right now and you're getting beat on pitches inside, there's a couple things that can be going on. But first of all, the main thing would probably be your timing, okay? So your timing is probably a little bit off, meaning that you're a little late getting set, you're a little late getting your foot down, getting into the launch position, and getting that barrel going before that ball is in the ideal hitting zone, or say too late, right? After the ball is crossed into the hitting zone. One way to work on this is to practice hitting the ball at the proper depth, okay? So ideally, in order to really drive the ball consistently, we want to be making contact out in front of our front foot, okay? And that is what is going to allow our bat to get up to speed. It's going to allow us to get full extension through the ball and drive the ball gap to gap, okay? And then of course, once we run into problems, the ball's getting in on us and we're late, we're making contact back here, we're hitting weak balls to the opposite field, maybe foul balls to the opposite side. One simple drill I have guys do is I'll put either a 2x4, another bat, or even maybe a cone or something, some kind of a visual marker out in front of the plate, almost imagining like a goal, for example, okay? So there's an imaginary line up from whatever it is, the object that you're putting down on the ground. And the key is to make contact with the ball, and what you're gonna do is, as the pitch is coming in, you're looking at the bat or the 2x4 or whatever it is, the cone, with your peripherals, okay? And you're using your peripherals to be able to meet the contact point above that bat or that 2x4, okay? And what that's going to do is it gives you a visual marker to be able to gauge where you want your bat to be on contact, okay? And the same thing works for the opposite. If you are too far out in front, let's say maybe you're hitting pitches and you're hitting them somewhere out in front like that in a game, and you want to use this drill to help let the ball get deeper, then you would simply set the bat back a bit further when you're doing front toss, soft toss, maybe even short toss or overhand toss in the cage. You're going to incorporate your timing just like everything else, just like you normally do, only to give yourself enough time to get that bat to above that plane and in contact with the ball, okay? And what that's going to do is, again, it's going to give you that visual marker, something that you can visually see while you are taking your swings to help you really get the feel and really get in a groove. Here, I'll give you the side angle view of it. So what's happening is when we're getting beat, there's a good chance, if we're getting beat inside, there's a good chance the ball, we're making contact somewhere up in here, right? It's getting our hands kind of bound up. We're not getting full extension out in front. And so we're getting the ball, making contact pretty deep, probably somewhere over home plate, right? If there was an imaginary line where where you're making contact, you're hitting that ball on the inside of your front foot, okay? So again, ideally, we want to be making contact where our foot strikes. We want to make contact somewhere in here, or even slightly out in front. So that's where we would place the bat, or a 2x4 or cone, whatever you have available that gives you a visual. Then you're going to get into your stance, and if you have somebody tossing or throwing to you, you're going to go about business just as usual, only this time you have in the peripherals, you can see there's this plane, there's a goal line, so to speak, pretending that you don't want to let that ball cross that goal line. So you're going to try and create a collision with the bat, with your barrel and that ball somewhere above this line. Now, it's not going to be perfect, but it just gives you an idea of where you want to make contact. You see, off the tee, we have that because we actually have the ball holding the tee at whatever location that we prefer, at whatever depth that we want. But once we remove the tee, we no longer have that reminder of where we want to make contact. So this is why this is a good progression to go from a tee to then placing a bat or a 2x4 out in front of your foot and making contact somewhere out there. See, so from my perspective, I'm right over the bat or slightly out in front of it from my perspective. But it just, again, it's just a reminder of where you want to get that bat and make contact. Leading with that knob, leading with that hands, and having that wrist snap, boom, right over that contact point. Like I said, again, if you need to adjust, if you're out in front too far, you can place it back further as an exaggeration to help you, remind you to get that ball deeper in the zone. Okay guys, that wraps up this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think. Leave them in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, ring that little notification bell to get notified of future uploads. Okay guys, see you in the next video.